Hello everyone and welcome to the Plants vs Zombies modding contest showcase. In this video we will be taking a look at all of the submissions made, and you, your viewer, will be able to vote for the plant that you think deserves to win the prize of $100. If you would like to cast your own vote, then head on to the PvZ Modding Association server, link in the description, to cast your own vote. The voting phase ends in 48 hours from the time of this video, so what are you waiting for? Hurry up and join the server so you can cast your own vote. Also, a small disclaimer is I'll be giving my own opinion on the plant rating in terms of fun, how fun the plant is to use, creativity, how wild the plant's idea is, and design, how well the plant is designed both visually and functionally. However, do note that this is only my opinion and it does not determine the winner. What determines the winner is solely your votes. Now with that out of the way, let's take a look at the submissions that we have got. At submission number 1, we are kicking things strong by a plant that looks like it was designed by Witchburner himself. Welcome, Grape Bees. Grape Bees deal very high damage in a small, tile-sized AoE. From my experience of trying out this plant, they're very good at serving as your second line of defense after a wall plant, as after the zombies finish eating a wall plant, they are usually grouped up together, which maximizes the utility of the plant. This plant is also the only balanced plant in the submissions, as the other submissions were intended to be more on the eye candy side than the actual usable plants, which is fair enough. I mean, the rules of the contest did specifically say that the plant's balance won't matter very much, as a single plant modding contest is not going to include an entire mod design contest. But balancing the plant is definitely a respectable effort by the creators that should definitely be recognized. I'm giving this plant a 6 out of 10 on the fun scale, an 8 out of 10 on the creativity scale, and a generous 10 out of 10 on the design scale. Like I said, this plant really looks like the creators of the original PvZ came together and made it. It's nothing too flashy and it blends in extremely well with the aesthetic and style of the original game. Hats off to the artists, they really did a fantastic job. At submission number 2, we have one of the most game-breaking plants I have ever seen. Welcome, Portal Shooter. He is a slight reskin of Pea Shooter, but don't let the mediocre texture changes fool you, as this plant is a beast when it comes to gameplay. Each time you plant a Pea Shooter, it has a slightly different color which represents the color of its portal. It's a manual plant, so you have to click on it to fire. Once you click it, it prompts you to then select the tile to put the portal on, and afterwards you have to select the direction of everything that will come out of the portal. You can then click the plant again to shoot its sister portal and set its direction. Now, this doesn't look very impressive so far. Oh my god, it can freely change the direction of zombies and projectiles. Yep, this plant is honestly one of the most fun plants I have seen in a while. When I received the submission, I wasted a lot of time fiddling around with it, like, ooh, what happens if I do this, what about that, instead of actually recording its preview. It's a very fun plan that can turn the game into a sandbox, and it's obviously not balanced in the slightest, as you can just make the zombies move backwards or move in a loop and win almost any level. However, making a balanced plant was definitely not in the intention of the creator, so I won't nitpick. I'll give this plant a 10 out of 10 on the fun scale, as it was definitely one of the more fun ones to try, and a 10 out of 10 on the creativity scale, but a 4 out of 10 on the design scale. I mean, it is just a reskin of Pea Shooter and it breaks the rest of the game in every way imaginable, so that's to be expected. Still, one of the coolest plants I have ever seen in my opinion. At submission number 3, we have Pumpkin's humble cousin, Renfield. Renfield shoots pots that come back, making it somewhat of a scaling damage plant, as the longer it shoots for, the more damage it does, and the more frequently it shoots. Honestly, there isn't much to say about this plant aside from its unique gimmick of dealing more damage the longer it shoots for, which is honestly a pretty cool idea. It's very good against more bulky zombies. I'll give this plant a 7 out of 10 on the fun scale, an 8 out of 10 on the creativity scale, and a 2 out of 10 on the design scale, since, I mean, it's just pumpkin and the projectiles are recycled base textures. At submission number 4, we have a familiar face, Laynut. But before you boo me and say that it's my own submission, please know that all of the prize money will go to the artist Gabriel Fan, as it was part of the agreement I made with him. In order to allow me to use his art for the tutorial, he would get a free submission into the contest. Now with that out of the way, Laynut is a plant inspired from the Genshin Impact character Layla. She gets a star for each Snoopy that passes by her, and upon reaching 4 stars, she releases an attack that briefly freezes and slows zombies in a 3x3 area. Now, I won't be rating this plant so it doesn't feel like I'm stroking my own ego, so we'll skip the rating phase for this one. At submission number 5, we have my favorite LASIK surgeon, iStock, which is apparently based on a real, oh my god, the hideous real-life basis aside, this plant is actually pretty cool. It shoots a piercing ray through zombies and has a chance to do a lawn-wide attack, damaging all the zombies on the lawn. I like this plant a lot because it was actually made by only one person who is known for being a programmer, so I'm glad they got to dabble a bit with art and animation because of the contest, and honestly, he did a pretty decent job. I also like the attention to detail that the plant has because it can't shoot backwards, because it wouldn't make any sense if it could. It's a somewhat balanced plant, and it's a pretty unique idea, honestly, and the fact that it's based on a real plant is just the cherry on top. I'll give this plant an 8 out of 10 for the fun scale, an 8 out of 10 on the creativity scale, and another 8 out of 10 on the design scale. Considering this plant wasn't even designed by an artist, this is pretty impressive in my opinion. And with that concludes the submission for this contest. I've got to say, I'm really impressed by all of the submissions, and I wish it was possible for me to give them all a reward, but I unfortunately do not have that kind of money on me yet. Hopefully you enjoyed this showcase just as much as I did. If you're a contestant watching this, I wish you the best of luck and I'm really proud of your submissions. If you're not a contestant, however, I will be awaiting your vote in the PvZ Modding Association server. Regardless of who you are though, thank you for watching the video and I will see you all next time.